there, welcome to the San Diego Union-Tribune Festival of Books. My name is Salina Yoon, and my books are We Say Hello and We Say Goodnight. And these are Lift and Learn language books. They're Lift the Flap books, and it teaches you how to say hello and goodnight in 7 different languages. Why I wrote these books is because here in San Diego especially, but all over the country, we use a lot of different languages, and it's not just English. I don't know if you know this little fact, but the United States doesn't actually have an official language, and so it is not English. Lots of different languages are spoken, and that is because the United States is a country of immigrants. So many people that live here have come from other places in this world. And in fact, I was born in South Korea, in Busan, and I came here to the country when I was just 4 years old. So I've been here for most of my life, over 40 years, and I still speak a little bit of Korean. It's not perfect, but when I go and visit my parents, I still talk to them in Korean, in very broken Korean. And so I know there are lots of people here in this country that speak different languages. But you know, a lot of us, of course, speak English. And so I do start with English, and then I will go through some of the different languages that we have in this book. So we'll start with We Say Hello. And I chose the word hello because I think hello is the friendliest word in our vocabulary. I think it's a great word to use to break the ice, to greet people, to show that you're being friendly. And it's a great word for us to learn so that we can use with lots of people around us. So let's get to this book. I see lots of friends from the neighborhood at the park today. Let's go say hello. I see my friend Lucy. Hello, Lucy. She speaks Mandarin. Lucy smiles and says, Ni hao. So that's how you say hello in Chinese, in Mandarin. Ni hao. I see my friend Jose. Hello, Jose. He speaks Spanish. Jose smiles and says, Hola. I see my friend Tanya. Hello, Tanya. She speaks Hindi. Tanya smiles and says, Namaste. And so here on the flaps, you can see how it's written in that language, and you can see how it's spelled, and it also shows you how to pronounce it, because there are lots of these words are a little tricky to pronounce, and I'm sure I'm not even pronouncing them all perfectly, but I am trying my best, and that's all that we want to do. I see my friend Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed. He speaks Arabic. Ahmed smiles and says, Marhaba, marhaba. So it might take a little practice to learn each of these hellos. I see my friend Adele. Hello, Adele. She speaks French. Adele smiles and says, Bonjour, bonjour. I see my friend June. Hello, June. He speaks Tagalog. June smiles and says, can you guess? If you speak Filipino, you would know. He says, Kumusta, kumusta. And on the final page, it doesn't tell you how to say hello because we've already learned that. It teaches you how to say goodbye. It says, it was fun to say hello. Now it's time to say goodbye. And in Arabic, you say it, ilalika, ilalika. And in Hindi, it is alvida. And in French, it's au revoir. And in Mandarin, it is 再见, 再见. And in Tagalog, it's sigue, sigue. And in Spanish, it's adios, adios. And so you can try to learn all of the hellos, and maybe you know how to say hello in a different way from this book. I only show 7 different ways to say hello, but there are hundreds of different languages. And so if I don't have the language that you know in this book, then I would love to hear from you. And you can tell me how you say hello on Twitter. You can find me at Salina Yoon on Twitter and let me know how you say hello. And maybe it's just hello. And one thing that I would love for you to do is to look around you and see people that you can say hello to. I think a lot of times we just see people passing and we don't actually say hello to them. And so if you're at the grocery store with your parents, why don't you say hello to someone walking past you on the aisle? You can say hello to someone at the park. You can say hello to the person that delivers your mail. You can say hello to the Amazon person that comes by and delivers your package. You could say hello through the window. You can say hello. Where else can you say hello? I want you to think about that. Maybe at school. And you could say hello to some new friends. And if you're in a car and your car is stopped at a stoplight, you can look on the side of you. And one way you could say hello without actually saying it is by smiling. I think that is the universal way of saying hello. And you can wave. And so you can just smile and wave. And that is one way of saying hello. So as an activity for this book, I want you to say hello to someone that you've never met. Of course, with your parent there, I think that would be the safest thing to do. But I think it's a really friendly and kind thing to do. And I think we can all learn to be more friendly and kind. And on to the next book. Now, when you're going to bed and you want to say good night to your loved one, we'll learn how to say it in 7 different ways. And we'll start with English again. We say good night, and we're going to learn how to say it in English, of course. And I think most of us know English. We're going to learn how to say it in Mandarin, which is Chinese, in Spanish, in Hindi, in Tagalog, in Arabic, and in French. It's time for bed, and all my friends are feeling sleepy. Let's go say good night. This is my friend Chen. Good night, Chen. He speaks Mandarin. Chen yawns and says, 晚安, 晚安. And so if you're at a sleepover, you could maybe say good night in a different language. And you could look around and you could ask your friends, do you know how to say good night in a different way other than English? And then that way you can learn how to say good night in a different language too. And maybe it's not even in this book, so you can learn a new language. This is my friend Sophia. Good night, Sophia. She speaks Spanish. Sophia yawns and says, what do you think she says? Well, there's a lot of Spanish spoken in San Diego, so I bet a lot of you know. Let's see. Buenos noches. Is that what you thought? Buenos noches. This is my friend Arav. He speaks Hindi. Good night, Arav. Arav yawns and says, Shubharatri. Shubharatri. This one's a little hard for me. I tried to look it up on YouTube to see how to say it properly, and I'm sure I'm not saying it right. So apologies to those who know how to say it right. I'm doing my best. And we can always learn from other people. So if you ever see me in the streets of San Diego, please correct me in my pronunciations. I wouldn't mind at all. This is my friend Layla. Good night, Layla. She speaks Arabic. Layla yawns and says, Tuspahin à la cahier. That's a long one. Tuspahin à la cahier. Look how beautiful that's written in Arabic. This is my friend Baptiste. He speaks French. Baptiste yawns and says, Bonne nuit. Bonne nuit. This is my friend Jasmine. Good night, Jasmine. She speaks Tagalog. Jasmine yawns and says, Matulog na tayo. Matulog na tayo. And on the final spread, you see all the kids not saying goodnight. What do you think they're saying instead? They're saying good morning. They're saying good morning. So you could learn how to say good morning in all the different languages. Another fun activity that you can do, and especially if I have any educators out there, any teachers or librarians that are watching, these books would be great to have in the classroom to promote inclusivity and to promote kindness. And also to start a discussion about where everyone is from. Maybe they were born here in this country, but if you dig a little deeper, where were their parents born? Where were their ancestors born? And if you keep going back, you'll find that most people are from someplace else in this country, in this world. And so that could spark a discussion on the different languages that they know how to speak. And in fact, I think it would be a really great classroom project to create a book of your own on We Say Hello. And everyone gets a page where they show how they say hello. So they could create a lift flap. And if it's hello, then they write hello. And if it's a different language, like I was born in Korea. And so the way that I say hello in Korean is annyeong, annyeong. And I didn't include Korean in this because I could only choose 7 languages because, you know, this book could only be so thick. So I didn't include my own native language in this book. So you can create your own paper book in the classroom, and everyone can add 1 page to this book, and you could have a classroom book of all the different ways that your students say hello. And so I hope you have fun with this. These books are available through the San Diego Festival of Books bookshop page online, and you'll see the link right there on the video. It's run by the San Diego Independent Booksellers Partners. Oops, sorry about that. And so I hope you'll enjoy these books. I hope you'll learn how to say hello and good night, and you'll learn how to say goodbye and good morning as well. And maybe that'll inspire you to learn some other phrases and words in different languages as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'd like to say goodbye. Adios.
Hello, I'm Jose Cruz. I'm the CEO for the San Diego Council on Literacy. We work with a network of 29 youth, adult, and family literacy programs that annually serve 160,000 residents of all ages at no cost. Our mission is to unite the community to support literacy. It's an exciting year for us. It's our 35th anniversary. It's also the 5th anniversary of the San Diego Union-Tribune Festival of Books. The San Diego Council on Literacy is a beneficiary of this event. So when you participate, you support literacy, especially through the author panels and just in general. So when you participate in this event, you also make it possible for another person, a child or an adult, to improve their reading and writing skills so they can read the books that you read. We have our favorite event activities. We like the Storytime Hour, and you probably have your favorites too. So we hope that you'll join us at the San Diego Union-Tribune Festival of Books and learn more too about the work of the San Diego Council on Literacy by going to literacysandiego.org. Thank you.